Hello students, I'm your SST teacher Chetna Suhagya is here with the second chapter of political science, that is understanding secularism for grade 8th. This is the second video. In the first video we had discussed few topics. So first we will revise all those topics and then we will get back to the today's topic. So let's begin. First we had understood the discrimination means exclusion of someone on the basis of his caste, creed, color, culture and gender, that is known as discrimination. Then we had understood the example of discrimination on the basis of religion. Jews were being discriminated in Germany because of their religion. Second example is Saudi Arabia, where the non-Muslims are not allowed to gather, or they are not allowed to form an association. And then we had discussed the definition of secularism. It refers to the separation of religion from the state. Then we had discussed about the secularism in India. Then we had discussed why we need to separate the religion from the state. Why is it necessary? We had understood the two reasons. And now today's topic is, what is Indian secularism? The Indian constitution mandated that the Indian state be secular. Now students, our constitution has declared that our country is a secular country, and when we are declaring our country as a secular country, at that time we do have some objective which we have to follow. First, that one religion community does not dominate the another religion community. When we are declaring our country as a secular country, at that time we do declare that each and every religion is free, okay, and none of the religion can dominate the another religion. At the same time, we ensure that some members do not dominate the other member of same religion. Okay, over here this is also necessary that person who is been having the some more power into the same religion, they do not dominate the other people, those who are little weaker, and that the state does not enforce any particular religion nor take away the religious freedom of individual. As well as into our country, are none of the religion are been enforced, or our government do not promote any religion. At the same time, they make sure that they do not take away the religious freedom from an individual. As all of you are aware that India is a secular country, and in a country, the country do not have any official religion, as well as it does not promote any religion, which means that any government institution do not promote any religion. Let's understand this through the example. This is the storyboard which has been given in your textbook. In this textbook, this is a story of government high school. Two students are there. They are going to the sir to take the permission to celebrate the festival. They went to the sir and they said that, sir, since long in our school we did not have any function, can we celebrate the festival which is coming? Sir said, I am afraid if you want to celebrate into this school, because it is against the government policies. You can celebrate the festival at your home, but you cannot celebrate any festival over here. You do get the holiday for all these festivals. And same thing, students, you might have realize this rule is applicable to the government school, not the private school. And this thing you might have realized that like you do get the holiday for so many festivals like Diwali, Dashera, Eid, as well as you do get the holiday for the Christmas, you do get the holiday for the Easter, you do get holiday for the so many religion, so many festivals. Why do we get this all the holidays though we are not celebrating these festivals? It's because our government give equal importance to the all the religion, and they do not want to promote any one religion. So we do get the holiday, as well as we do not celebrate all these festivals into the government schools. Now students, one more thing, you might have observed, if you go to any government institution, let's take the police station, the government office like collector's office, the office of gram panchayat, municipal corporation, in any of this building you visit, and you observe that you will not find the picture of any god and goddesses. Over there you will be able to see the picture of, let's say, freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, but you will not be able to find the picture of any god or goddesses. So this is how our government is not promoting any religion. At the same time, they are giving the freedom to the people to celebrate their religion. As well as the schools which are government schools, their prayers are universal prayers. They do not have any one particular religious prayer. They do have the prayers which is applicable to the all the religion. So this is how they do not promote any religion. At the same time, religious practices are such, they are also given some assumption. Let us understand through the next story. Over here the next story is being given. The story is of helmet. Now here are two friends. They are staying into the Delhi, and all of you are aware that in Delhi the Punjabis are more. So two friends are there. One is Punjabi, one is non-Punjabi. Both of them are going out for the ride. And when they are going out for the ride, one friend who is wearing helmet, he is asking the another one that why you are not wearing helmet. Do you know that Delhi police is really strict in this matter? You will have to wear the helmet. Then the person who is Punjabi, he said that my dear friend, as I am Sikh, so pagdi is allowed. This is a religious symbol and it is allowed if we do not wear helmet when we are wearing the pagdi. So this is how, this is a rule that everyone will have to wear the helmet. But when it comes to the religion, like pagdi is a symbol of Sikh religion, so they do have the assumption over here. So students, our Indian secularism, it is in such a way that it keeps apart from the religion, and as well as whenever they do find some wrong practices, at that time they do intervene also. Like for an example, we had understood about the untouchability. Untouchability, it was a religious belief. People, those who are upper caste, they were dominating the member of some lower caste. Okay, in order to prevent this, the religion based exclusion and the discrimination of lower caste, the Indian constitution banned the untouchability, and they made the article number 17, which says that nobody can discriminate or nobody can follow the untouchability on the basis of their caste, creed, color, culture or gender. In this instance, state is intervening in the religion in order to end the social practices that is believed to the discriminates and the excluded. So that violates the fundamental right of lower caste who are citizens of our country. As I told you that Indian secularism is such in which the practices which are wrong, those practices are being all those practices are being banned by our government. Similarly, to ensure that law regarding the equal inheritance rights are respected, and the state may have to intervene in the religious based personal law of community. Over here, whenever there is an equal rights, whenever there is an talk about the religiously, if someone is discriminated, at that time our government takes stands for it. For an example, lower caste people, they were been not given equal education, they were been not given equal access to the government public places, public libraries. Earlier they were not allowed to fill up the water from the water tank of the village, they were not allowed to enter into the temple, so everything has been banned. So over here, the community laws, personal law, government do intervenes whenever they do find that fundamental right of any individual is been violated. The Indian Constitution grant the right to religious community to set up their own school and colleges. It also gives them the financial aid or non-preferential basis. Now students, over here, at the same time they do ban it, but at the same time our government do allow the religious community to set up their own schools and colleges. And if it is needed, they do give some kind of financial aid, means financial support on the basis of non-preferential basis, means they do not been given the preference, everyone do get the equal chance. So over here students, we are able to understand what kind of secularism is being followed into India. Now students, let us understand the US secularism. Now as all of you are aware, US is a secular country. The US Constitution prohibits the legislature from making law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibits the free exercise of religion. Now students, in India, whenever they do find that someone's fundamental right is been violated, at that time our government do interfere into the matter and they do make sure that each and everyone do get an equal status. But in American secularism, which is quite different, they do have a completely non-interfere, means state is totally different as well as religious is totally different. Legislature cannot declare any religion as an official religion into the US, also same way in India. But in US, separation between states and religions mean that neither state nor religion can interfere into the affairs of one another. So they do not have the policy of interference or interference, whereby in India we do have this. So this is what an American secularism. It's little bit different than Indian secularism. Both of this countries are secular country, but in India we do have the interfere or intervene policy, whereby in US they do not have this policy. Now students, let us quickly revise how India practiced the secularism. First, government school, observe holidays on religious festival. Now students, as I told you that in our all the if you see the school calendar, you will be getting the holiday for so many festival. Many of the festival you might be knowing or not knowing also, but then too you do get the holiday. So it shows that our government do give equal importance to the all the festivals, but at the same time the government schools are not allowed to celebrate these festivals at their school, as well as any government institutions are not allowed to celebrate any festival or to promote any religion. Second, Indian government makes certain exception from the particular religious community. As I told you, as we have understood the story of the person who is Punjabi or Sikh, the pagdi is an exception of exception from the rule. Like if those who are Sikh, they are wearing pagdi, at that time if they do not wear helmet, it's fine. And at last the Indian government has the interventions in the certain religious practices. Like for an example, untouchability has been banned by the Indian government. So this is how students, Indian secularism is little bit different than the other secularism. Thank you so much, students.
Students, now get ready for the homework. First, what do you mean by the word state intervenes? 1 mark question. Second, what are the objectives of Indian Constitution that advocate secularism? 3 marks question. You will be writing 3 points. Next, mention a few points in the US Constitution related to secularism. This is also of 3 marks. You will be writing 3 points. And fourth, the Indian state both keep our religion as well as the intervene in the religion. Explain in detail. This is of 5 marks. You will be writing 5 points. Thank you so much, students. Have a great day.